Now he has cheerleaders. Raising Cane, the chairman doing it, was picked because he's a cheerleader. Pete Hegseth was picked because he's a cheerleader. And these are guys who basically are going to say yes to any military misadventure that Donald Trump wants to engage in because it's tough. We're tough. We can do this. We can rock. We got it. Well, we don't have it. We got our butts kicked because we miscalculated, because we didn't factor in reality. We didn't realize what we realized a few years ago, that if we engage with Iran, this thing's going to escalate beyond our ability to contain it. We will run out of precision strike weapons. This is something that was known back then.
Were you able to ascertain any collective Russian view of the Memorandum of Understanding?
The United States is agreement incapable. This is Sergei Lavrov's go-to phrase, and it deals with the Memorandum of Understanding. The Russians have no faith in the United States' ability to execute this. Almost everything in the Memorandum of Understanding, all the big, hard issues, were put off for 60 days of discussion. That means that, we haven't resolved anything, and everything's supposed, in order for all the good things to happen that the Memorandum of Understanding promises, we have to overcome these various hurdles. Iran's nuclear program, the Iranians say they have a right to enrich. The United States says no, they don't. They say that the United States will take control of the 60% enriched uranium. Trump calls it nuclear dust, and the Iranians say no, you won't. I mean, these things will not be resolved because Iran didn't lose this war. Therefore, the United States doesn't get to dictate the terms of surrender to Iran. The reparations, the lifting of sanctions, the return of seized assets. These are all things that, if Donald Trump goes through with, it's going to be a huge political issue for him. But ultimately, the big one, the one that stands out, is that the United States promised that it wouldn't threaten force against Iran during the period of negotiations, that the negotiations would be done in good faith. And yet immediately when Iran called out Israel for failing to adhere, Donald Trump turns around and says, "I'll bomb you into the dirt. I'll destroy your society." The Iranians are like,
he threatened the negotiators. He said, "You might even not get back to your blanking country." Threatened to assassinate negotiators, as the Israelis have done. Here's the quotes.
Yeah. So this means that we're in agreement incapable. Donald Trump can't even comply with the agreement he signed because he went to Versailles and signed this document. He put his Hancock on the piece of paper. His signature is worth nothing. He is worth nothing. His word is worth nothing. And under him, America's word is worth nothing. We are agreement incapable. And this doesn't just apply to Iran. This applies now to Russia, who now is looking at Donald Trump saying, there's nothing we can't believe a word this man says. And the Chinese are saying the same thing. Donald Trump is a liar, a natural born liar. He is a bully. He is a braggart. He is a buffoon. He's anything but a chief executive that recognizes that the power of the presidency brings with it a certain obligation of integrity he doesn't possess.